Rosemary, you do this work.
Yes.
You are a young designer.
Yes.
You are closest to our adolescents and youth that, you know, as an equal on our team. Is this meaningful to you? Do you think this is necessary?
Yeah, I think it's necessary because, first of all, working in HCD has been a great experience. It was new and fun, and when we get to engage young people as partners and not as just adults forming interventions and then bringing them to implementation, but engaging them as partners, as equal, like their ideas are respected, are valued. It's just make them feel valued, make them respected, and make them feel like adults are valuing what is happening to young people's life.
Well, and it's more than make them feel it, right?
Yes.
I mean, they actually really give insights that are so valuable to program design. So they're really giving a gift to the intervention itself for other girls and young women and other boys and young men. And so, you know, what I hear you saying, Amy, is that we owe them something in return. We owe them protection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The process is very engaging. Like Rosemary said, we're with young people as co-designers instead of designing in a boardroom and then we bring it to them. And they're teaching us things we thought we already knew. We thought we were experts, but yet they tell us things like, your contraception is against my idea and my value of motherhood. Okay. We didn't think of it that way. So now it's about protecting your fertility, protecting your ability to be a mother when you're ready for it. And so it's listening to young people about the way we design, and they tell us very intimate things, and we have to keep them safe in that process. So it's exciting, but we don't want to rush so fast that we're not paying attention to the fundamentals of safety while we're there and safety when we leave, because young people have vulnerabilities in a way that adults don't. So I love doing the work.
Yeah, and Christopher, you do the work. You've done the work, certainly in Uganda and Nigeria, and you're still doing HCD in Somaliland. And so in your experience with adolescents and being a 120 under 40 honoree, a stellar example of our youth, just like Rosemary, you know, where have you found that vulnerability can exist and yet also can bring value to the process?
I mean, from my experience, one very, very important aspect is being non-judgmental. Working with the young people, the moment you begin to criticize or castigate their actions, they withdraw and they lock up. And you don't get to hear anything from them anymore. So it is very, very important that we work with the young people. They have to be at the center. They tell you their problems. They tell you how they want those problems to be solved. They tell you what kind of solutions are ideal for the kind of problems that they are having. And they actually give you insights. You spoke about insights. The insights basically are answering why. Why am I taking these actions? Why are these young people taking these actions? Why are they behaving the way they do? And it is important that we do not judge them. Whatever decisions they have made, whatever solutions they have suggested, it is important that we take it as they are and we can design around those insights and those solutions they have suggested. Most of the time, those solutions might seem crude, they might seem unrefined, but that is where we come in. That is where we come in as with the little experience that we've had, basically to refine their solutions and make it work for them even better.
I love that. I love that. So all of you out there, thank you so much for tuning in. And I want to know if you can let us know where you're tuning in from, what country are you in, what organization are you sitting in, and do you use HCD? Do you use human-centered design, or would you like to? So please let us know in the chat box. We would love to hear from you. As we continue, though, so who has been in an environment where they've gotten to have an experience and with a youth or adolescent, and they've learned something that you shared about women's fertility. Could either of you, Rosemary or Christopher, share sort of a moment where you realized, wow, this process works?
Let me give that a shot. You see, in the context where I currently work in Somalia, it's a context where, I mean, you're not even allowed to discuss sexual and reproductive health with adolescents. Sexual and reproductive health is completely restricted to the married people, which completely leaves the adolescents out of, you know, the spectrum and the target. And it's really challenging. And amongst those adolescents, you actually have married adolescents who have children. So in that context, we're able to target the young adolescents who have children, and definitely we can begin to discuss sexual and reproductive health with them. And what strikes you, I mean, uniquely in that context is the fact that these young people have their problems, but nobody's listening. Nobody's, I mean, they cannot confide in anybody. The providers stigmatize against them, their families stigmatize against them, and I mean, like I said, they just lock up. But HCD right now is giving them the opportunity to express themselves, to talk about their problems, and to actually give us ideas of how we can target young mothers like them and begin to create interventions that favor them. So HCD is unique because in the past we will create interventions, you know, back in the office we create interventions and assume that those are the solutions. But this time around you're bringing the users right into the room, and they are the ones telling you that, you know what, I have friends that are in a worse situation than I am. If you do that, it will not work. If you want to target my friends, this is what you should do. And in fact, these are how you can meet my friends. These are the kind of things you can tell my friends. And these are the kind of things you can do with my friends, and they will be interested.
How valuable.
Absolutely.
So Rosemary, oh, I'm so sorry. No, I did want to point out, you are in Tanzania.
Yes.
You're on one of our most exciting projects,
yeah.
Adolescent 360, which is learning and helping inform so much of PSI's work.
Yes.
And so I know that you've been in circumstances where you've certainly been, like Christopher, exposed to these aha moments.
Yeah, I've been exposed to aha moments where we're working with adolescents from 15 to 19. And then through HCD, we realized like girls can be 15 to 19, but they have different paths and they have different needs. We realized like there are girls who are interested in knowing their bodies, and there are other girls who are interested in knowing their path, like they want to know their dreams. So we came with interventions which focuses on both girls. We are targeting both girls. And also we learned, like I learned, like contraception to girls. It's more than contraception. It's about empowering them, just giving them the chance to realize their dreams and how to follow their dreams. It's not about just getting a service, but what are they getting? How are we empowering them? So we realized that girls are interested in getting the services and preventing pregnancies, but they are also interested in learning about life skills, about learning getting small incomes or getting incomes, how those who have babies already, how to take care of their babies. So it's through HCD that we learned that.
Can I just chip in? Because that strikes, I mean, something special that happened when I was in Uganda. We invite these young girls for peer sessions and they are hungry. You know, we invite the young girls for peer sessions and they have kids at home and those kids need to be fed. So we realized that if we are designing just around sexual and reproductive health without empowering the young girls, then we are missing something, because even though they sit in those sessions, their mind is elsewhere. They are not empowered.
So you said hungry.
Yeah.
I thought you meant hungry for information. You meant they're hungry.
Absolutely.
They need nutrition.
They need nutrition.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they do not have the opportunity to get any form of income. They can't work. They are not in school.